thought I'd do a live stream talking about 200 grams of fat with my fur baby husband child. And now the baby's coming. As I wait for you guys to come. I mean, who else is going to do live streams about grams of fat with the horses in the background? Luca! Thunder's looking too. Luca! Okay, quick life update. So I'm at my new ranch with my fur baby, and then I have a real fur baby. He's 7 months old. He's a little miniature Appaloosa. And then I got a donkey as well, a miniature donkey. So the donkey's obsessed with the little mini. Can I have a kiss? Kiss? Oh my goodness, just hey guys, we're gonna be talking about fat. Trust. I don't mean to be distracted with horses. Luca! It's not like Luca not to come. Luca! Okay, let's talk about that. My dude, this is what happens when I have treats on me. So I should put it away because he'll just stand here even if I don't have treats, huh? So you guys, somebody told me that in a consultation this morning, what's up everyone, that another keto guru had a book out, and it said in the book, you don't have to eat 200 grams of fat if you don't want to keto adapt. And the person in the consultation said that the woman who wrote this book was trying to make a Stephanie dig. She also said you didn't have to have good keto numbers, and we're going to talk about that. Luca! Now I'm getting mad. See, Thunder is good. Like, I whistle, and he's here in 2 seconds. Huh, boo-boo? What? Why do I have my treat bag here? He'd be here without the treat bag. Hey, from Scotland. Hi, can I have a kiss? Oh, yeah. Hey, can you go side? Yeah? You say yeah for the camera? Yeah? Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Welcome to Thunder, you guys. This is my fur baby husband. I love him so much. He's like, Ma? So, she said that you don't need to eat 200 grams of fat, and I thought this is he's very smart. I mean, y'all need to go to my Instagram at Stephanie Ketogenic. Dude goes to my front door, hits it with his nose, and says, get up, I'm hungry. He's done it 3 nights in a row now, so it's just really interesting. Hey. What? No. I did a video with Thunder before I actually got him, right? And he was doing that. He'll take his nose and he'll push, like their muzzle, their right here is like a hand. And it feels like a hand sometimes. See that? He's pushing my arm down. Give me that big head. Can I have a kiss? Okay. So, this woman said you don't need to eat that much fat and you don't need to test your blood sugar. What are these people talking about? Okay. I'm just fighting words. I'm going to come back at you. Hey. So, really, really irritated me to hear that, because a lot of you guys are struggling. This woman's like struggling. The consultation the woman I had this morning, struggling if she should do low carb, high fat or keto. And she said, can I do low carb, high fat and still have gains? And I said, yes. She goes, well, I know that you're against low carb, high fat. I said, no, I'm not. I never said I was against it. I said that I prefer keto over low carb, high fat. What? Do I have to put this treat bag away? You guys, if you hold on, I want to get the little pony. Just stay right here. Let's go get the pony, right? Because I want them all to be in the background. 1 second. Come on, let's go get them. Come on, let's go. What, you gonna stay? Lulu's gonna stay with you guys. What? 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 Luca, come on. So, I wanted them all here, but there are horses next door, and Luca's enamored with the other horses. You see the donkey coming in the background? Come over here. Come here. Come here. You go back. Go back. So here's Luca. You guys, this is Luca. This is his first debut. He's an Appaloosa mini. Oh, is that yummy? Come here, Lulu. Come here. Come. Okay. This is my new family. Luca, he's got one eye. I rescued all three of them. Thunder, who was super abused, and I rescued Luca, who was neglected. His feet were overgrown like elf shoes, like curling over. If I didn't get him, he would have died. And then there's Lulu, and she was feral off in the wild. So that's the reason why it's harder for her to come. No. No. Look at this brat. Look at this brat. No. No. Okay, no more. Hold on, guys. So you can see Luca is blind in one eye. Okay, guys. I'm back. We're going to talk about those 200 grams of fat. Would I be willing to appear on a small podcast? Of course. Stop, Thunder. Stop. So that's Luca. And as you can see, he's blind in one eye. And His legs are slowly starting to correct now. He's a mini Appaloosa. Ponies are little brats. They bite, they kick, and you got to be on them right away. So I have to watch him because sometimes he'll bite at me because he wants a treat. So if you hear me say no, you know why. Okay, let's talk about this. Thunder, stop. Come here. Look at this pony. Look at him. Thunder's telling him to stop. Stop, Thunder. Okay, guys. So she said to take 200 grams of fat. He was pulling my arm down. Hi from Quebec. Okay, here we go. Can you come over here? Come here. Come here. Come here, you big dinosaur. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come over here. Okay. Okay, so she said to this up here. This woman said, who's a keto guru, she said, it doesn't matter if you don't eat 200 grams of fat. What are you talking about? She ain't talking about the keto diet. I think what it is that people who talk about these diets online, they don't want to disappoint you. You know, it's hard to get clicks, views, and numbers when you're telling people what they need to learn. And people don't like to be corrected. People don't want to feel that things are difficult. And that's the problem. You take your little bitey mouth and you be careful, little dude. Correct him, Thunder. No, correct him. There he goes. Kiss. Okay, that's all. I don't have any more, see? So you do have to eat 200 grams of fat. It's not forever, but see, your body, hey, your body has to start making ketones. It doesn't know how to. I had a consultation earlier today where the woman's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because I don't know if I should have low carb, high fat or if I should do keto. She said, when I do keto, like weird stuff starts happening to my body. And so I get why people say like, oh, weird stuff starts happening to your body, then don't eat all that fat. Don't do that. Or, you know, don't, what is it? Don't eat fat. And what else do people say? Oh, if you're starving because your fats are down, hey, just eat a lot of protein. That's all you guys need to do. You don't need to eat fat. So doing that is not the answer. So the consultation I had this morning with a woman, she was saying, well, if I just get my carbs, she kept saying her carbs from condiments. So if you're getting like ketchup or mayo or salad dressing and it has sugar in it, she's like, that's where I get my carbs. And I said, look, I know it sounds like, she goes, I feel better. And I said, well, yeah. She was chronically dehydrated, having severe electrolyte issues. So she was having a little bit of sugar, not carbs, but sugar in the condiments, which is then rehydrating the cells, which then she's holding on to her electrolytes and feeling better. There's a problem with doing something like that. The problem with using sugar which is like literally like, I don't understand this philosophy. The problem with using sugar to rehydrate the cells with fluid to then hold on to electrolytes is you're not going to keto adapt. You're not. So, and I got to make sure that I'm not standing on a red ant thing because those suckers, oh, those fire ants are awful. Hi. Hi. Oh my goodness. One more kiss. Oh my goodness, you're so pretty. I don't have anything. I don't have anything with that lip. So she's feeling better in the sense of chronic dehydration. And I told her, if you keep trying to do this, she's not eating starches. She's like, I don't like rice, sweet potato, yucca, whatever. I don't like any of these starches. So I'm going to use sugar from condiments. And I'm like, huh? I said, no, you have to decide. Either you do low carb, high fat. And she said, but you said you don't like low carb, high fat. I said, never said that. I said, I prefer strict omnivore keto because that's where I have the best health for me. It's not hard for me to be disciplined to do no starch, but you have to. She goes, well, no one works harder than me at trying to be healthy. Now, I would almost not argue with her because she's super ripped and shredded, but at the same time, couldn't sleep well, chronic constipation. She's like, why am I constipated? I'm like, because your electrolytes are jacked, right? We ruled out the candida, right? She's been doing low carb for 10 years. We ruled out the candida. If you can have it, candida never goes away, right? That's fungus. It never goes away. It just goes dormant. It quiets down until you eat a grape and it comes right back. So let me get to your guys' comments. And let me know if the stream is clear because I finally got my Wi-Fi set up so I can do lives. Yay, where I live, finally, yes. All right, you're gonna leave, Thunder? Fine, don't be my background. We'll have Lulu. Lulu. Okay. So the problem is down the line, if she's doing sugar and I can poop again because my cells are rehydrating with water and now I can draw water into my colon and poop. The problem with that is that over time, where is she going to get her energy from? She's not adapted. Her body is glucose dependent. And when you're doing low carb and well, hi, little girl. So she was wild. So she's harder to touch. The only thing that I can do right now is this. Lulu. Lulu. Her name is Lucia. For short, it's Lulu. 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 Donkeys they're part of the equine family. They're great. Boop. That's what I can do right with her right now. For her to walk up to me is a miracle because she was a wild donkey before. Okay, I got her from a sketchy place by the Mexican border. All right. So down the line, if you're not keto adapted and you're not eating enough starch, then your adrenals freak out. I tried to explain this to her. I said, where's your body getting energy from? You're not burning fats, my darling. You've gone up 4 pounds, okay? And we know that your cells aren't swelling up with water. We know that it's not water weight. Now, she could have a lymphatic issue because she does have chronic dehydration. But, you know, I said, what's your blood sugar numbers? And here's where this person, what should I say her name? I could make a fake name that you could rhyme with her name. Well, hi. Boop. Good girl. Boop. Yeah, Lulu. She's like, enough with the boop. So I kind of got annoyed when I'm hearing that somebody's writing a book going completely opposite to what I'm saying because nobody pushes 200 grams of fat more than I do. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason, people. Now, if you're doing low carb, high fat, you would not need to eat 200 grams of fat. To give you an idea of what 200 grams of fat looks like with macros, let me break this stuff down so it's very clear for you guys to understand. Okay. 1 tablespoon. Hey, Luca, you want to come here? 1 tablespoon is 15 grams. Hi. Hi, little fat boy. Little boy who never eats. Huh? Huh? Good boy. Good boy. Oh, yeah. Okay. You see, Luca, come here. Come. Come. He's a polka dot Appaloosa. He's so cute. But what happens is, if you take 1 tablespoon, like a soup spoon, that's 15 grams. 1 tablespoon. So you would need to keep going up to 200. So if you do 12 tablespoons of fat, you're hitting around 67 grams, 167 grams of fat. And people cannot fathom how in the frack or in the fluck do you get in that many tablespoons of fat. Hi, little horse. Hi, little pony. Hi, little polka dotted pony, one-eyed polka dotted pony. Be a good boy. Be a good boy. Be a good boy. He's like nipping at my leg. Can you go back? Go back. Go back. Go back. Good boy. Oh. So, if you don't get on little ponies, and when his nuts drop, he'll become a stud, a stallion. He'll be very aggressive. So you got to get on those little ponies. So if you take 100 and no, literally like a child. He's like trying to bite my water bottle. Look at him. No. I highly recommend anybody who's thinking about getting a horse, get one. They're just the most amazing. All right, Luca, no more. All right, go back. Go on. Go on. So, nope. Nope. No. I mean, these suckers will bite you, but they learn. So he's adorable until he bites your finger, bites your leg. But he has to learn. He's 7 months. He was neglected by himself, weaned away from his mother too early. Was standing on dirt, but never walking. So his hooves started to overgrow and turn up. No. I know, little pony. No. No. Go. No. Go on. Back. Back. Good boy. Good boy. I mean, I am doing a live video. So people on the free replay, be patient. If you're going to do 12 tablespoons of fat, it's pretty easy. All you need to do is add, let's say if you're getting up at 4 in the morning, I'm going to use my client as an example as he bites on my water bottle. Okay. So let me give you an example of what a breakfast would look like. So you would get up. She's like, well, I work out. I said, okay, how about you get up and we just start with 2 tablespoons of fat with 2 egg yolks. That's 2 tablespoons, right? That's 30 grams of fat. So we're already at 30. And then I say you digest. She does a workout afterwards. And then she goes and takes her kids to school. I said, when you come back, you're going to have a second breakfast. And you're going to have another 2 tablespoons of fat. Okay? So I don't know why ponies are very mouthy, but they are. When they're puppies, ponies. And nothing scares this little horse. No sounds, nothing. See that mouth? Okay, Luca. Yeah, I mean, some people complain, but I like to do lives and show what my real lifestyle is like. You know, I've done car streams where I'm not being distracted by horses and stuff, but I want you guys to see this is my real life here in real time as he bites my water bottle. So essentially, if you want to keep going, then by lunch you would have 4 tablespoons of fat, right? So we're already at 8 tablespoons of fat by lunch. When you guys have 2 tablespoons of fat for like a pre-workout and a 2 later and having the 4 to start off with, it's nothing. It's like bite, you're done. Then you do a lunch and you could do 3 tablespoons, right? Make it 7. He'll get bored. He'll start wanting to eat grass soon. Ah! Back. Go on. Go on. Tried to bite my leg. No, you don't have to eat on this. I'm just using the spoon. Somebody asked if you're just eating from the spoon. Now you can do that, but I love fat. I toss it on my food. Makes it not feel dry. Like I really like the fat butter or ghee or whatever with my meat. So it's feels like kind of like cream cheese or like a sauce. Now when I'm eating these bites of protein by themselves, it feels very dry. So people doing carnivore, because I did carnivore almost a year, just eating meat without the fat. That's why the best thing for me as far as like enjoyment was to add fat to the protein, animal fat with animal protein on carnivore, because it's just gnawing on meat and it just gets really old. When you're adding fat to it, it's like adding a sauce. But I'm talking about keto omnivore, where you're actually adding vegetables and ketogenic fruits like avocado. Where's thunder? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's way back there. So, put it up here. The ants here are killers. Okay. So when it comes to like eating a lunch, so now you've already had like 4 tablespoons of fat. That's easy. 2 in the morning, dump it on your food, stick it in your mouth, put it in a broth, put it in, so you can put it in a broth, you can put it in an herbal tea, you can eat it in your mouth, you can throw it on your food. It's really, really easy to do. Then by lunch, you're having another 3 or 4 tablespoons, but people are like, oh my God, 4 is so much. Oh my God, I can't. Unless you have a gallbladder problem. So let's say you do 3 for lunch. It's nothing. 3 tablespoons of fat to me is like, I have like 8 or 9, and I'm just cutting slabs of butter from the big blocks that aren't separated, like a big block of Kerrygold rather than the 2 strips of Kerrygold they have like individually wrapped. And I'll just cut a big slab and I'll have it with my food, and I'll cut another one, I'll have it with my food, and I can just keep going. I can do a big slab of butter, a tablespoon of butter with every bite. It's very easy to do a tablespoon of butter with every bite. It's like sauce with the meat with every bite. So let's get Luca in the background because he's so cute, even though he's a tyrant. So then by the afternoon, let's say you do lunch and you have, if you're a woman and you're me, you're like me, 5'3", and I'm doing 3.5 to 4 ounces of protein measured cooked, and then I put it conservatively, like the max I'll do is like 6 to 8 tablespoons of fat. But let's say that I just do 3. 3 tablespoons of fat is so easy to get in. Then I have a half of an avocado. I normally do vegetables only 1 meal a day. So for lunch, I might have some broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, asparagus. If I did have anything else that is not a cruciferous, and cook your cruciferous because you don't want to have this goitrogenic effect over the years. A lot of people do spinach, which has oxalates, or they'll do goitrogenic plants, not realizing, eating them raw, not realizing why their thyroid's jacked. And then in the afternoon, I might do another broth, put an egg yolk in it, put another 2 tablespoons of fat, And then by dinner, let's say we do it conservatively, another 3, and I've already gone over the 12 tablespoons. It's super easy. And I think because there's this, why this woman, Leanne, saying that you shouldn't eat 200 grams of fat, like, why would you do that? Like, why? Like, what's the point? People are already afraid of eating fat. Are you knowing the science of fat? Do you understand fat soluble vitamins? Do you understand that fat has omega-3s in it, CLAs in it, ALAs in it? I mean, cholesterol that we need for our sex hormones. I mean, what's the problem with fat? People say, well, can I eat unlimited amounts of fat? Trust me, your body needs a lot of equipment to break down fat. A lot. A lot. You need digestive enzymes, you need you need bile salts, you need stomach acid, you need a lot of equipment to break it down for then your body to extract it and use it and get it into the bloodstream via the small intestine. So every time you take a bite, it takes a lot. Your body has to release bile, right? Your body has to have enough acids to break down. You need pretty much all of them. You need pepsin and protease, you need HCl, and you need thank you, Joanne. Was it Camerata? Thank you. It looks like you're from the UK. It says, Stephanie, you're always the best. Thank you for all the knowledge you give people. I love you so much. Thank you so much, Joanne. I know my videos are not like super high production value, and my lives can be a little distracting depending on where I am, but it's the information right there. That's the golden ticket. And if you guys are looking for quick ways to hack the body, you'll never hack the body. Now, I say this in almost every video and every live stream, that I'm 54 and now officially on my way to 55. How am I going to be 54 and still have the gains, right? If and completely natural, no hormones, no HRTs, no testosterone, nothing, right? And so I did a consultation a few days ago with a group of women, and they were all in my age group. Most of them, was I the oldest? No, I was the oldest, but they were either like 50 or 48 or like 45 or 43. So I went and we did a consultation and with a group of them, and I was trying to explain to them, they wanted to know everything about hormones. Like, most of them aren't having a sex drive. And I said, well, that is low testosterone. Or they're like, I'm not losing weight. Like, one of the women, she was eating, I don't know, like 1,500 calories a day. She's like, I'm working out all the time. She's 5'5" and 170 pounds. And I said, honey, stop trying to diet. The more you diet, the more you eat just the tiny something, you're going to store. You're not going to burn it. So just get rid of this calorie myth and start focusing on how your hormones use calories. That's the most important. So thank you for the 20 pounds. So the protein amount, so we've got the fats, right? We've got the fats, but I really wanted to talk about the fats and the numbers because that's sort of the title of the video, and then I'm going to start going to the protein. So do you need to eat 200 grams of fat? Yes, everybody does. Do you always need to eat 200 grams of fat? No. But a person who's been doing keto for a while, all the people who've been following me 5, 6, 7 years who do strict keto, they all do around 200 grams of fat. Because you know that when you don't, you're hungry, you're moody, and you're having issues. Your body either uses, and I've said this in many, many lives, you either use protein or fat as energy. So if your fats are low, people are like, oh, but you're going to access your body fat. Now, in the beginning when I was doing videos, people just thought you did a ketogenic fat and you just got shredded. No, that's not how it works at all. I've learned that, my clients have learned that, and I think everybody else has learned that you don't just do a ketogenic diet and get shredded. It's all about balancing your hormones so you can get shredded. But to get into a state of ketosis to then balance your hormones, you can't undereat fat. So these gurus that say don't do this, you don't need to eat fat, you don't need to track your blood sugar. Like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Dumb. People are having health issues doing low carb diets, and that's when they go, I can't do it, I give in the towel, I'm just going to go an intermittent fast. And then they get ruined some more because some other dum-dum is telling them to intermittent fast because of autophagy. So had another consultation with a woman who I put her on it. She was eating one meal a day for years. Small Asian woman, gaining body fat. You know, when you're over 30% body fat and you're only eating one meal a day, and she couldn't understand. So she wasn't weighing a lot, but she had no muscle. And I tried to explain. I said, you are damaging your metabolism. You need to friggin' eat, woman. A lot of people think that if I just don't eat, yes, it's in a book that's Keto Just for Women. What are you talking about? No, that's the book that was referenced. People do not need to eat 200 grams of fat forever. If you are doing the right steps of not trying to intermittent fast and diet and eating poor, if you get rid of the poor quality foods and you understand your sleep and your stress and your blood sugar levels, if you have a gallbladder or not, if you're having issues with your stomach acids, and knowing how much food to digest, then you can start factoring in the fat that you would need to adapt and to maintain your hormones, people. It's all about the hormones. If someone like me says, oh, you know, you don't have to eat fat, then where are you going to get energy from? How are you going to keto adapt? Those are the questions I would like to hear those gurus answer. Well, you're going to access the body fat. It's just like me going to the gym for years and seeing literally people on cardio equipment for 15 years and they never get ripped. And I've literally seen people 15 years go by and they look fatter. Not by much, but they look flabbier, older. They don't look like they've gained anything. They feel like they're always losing something or fighting age. So how many grams of fat would you need to eat if you're fully adapted? Some days you might be doing 270. Some days you might be doing 190. Some days you might be doing 220. If you're a woman, if you're a man, you should be over 200 grams of fat. Because if you're a man and you don't, you are weak. I'm sorry. Quit with it. If you're an active dude and you're not eating fat and your gallbladder works, you know, and I'm saying this because I lived in Hollywood where guys wear makeup who are straight because everybody wants to be perfect. So the fat intake that you would need, it really depends on the stress, your sleep, and your activity level. If I'm gonna friggin' jump on Thunder, which I am after this, I almost thought of doing a ride my horse stream with Thunder, but it would be just such a hot mess for me to do that. But if I'm gonna be in the gym for 3 hours, come back, do chores, ride Thunder, and my fats are 120, that's what your body's like, look, I can take you so far, but you still can't just eat and expect me to access the body fat and no gluconeogenesis of the breakdown of amino acids to feed your brain and keep your blood sugar stable. So what I've learned doing keto coaching for years is that even if you're fully highly adapted, 3, 4, 5 days of stress will dysregulate your blood sugar like that. Pop your ketones down like that. And all of a sudden you can't get your ketones regulated again. So this woman was not balancing her electrolytes. She was taking 99 milligrams of potassium citrate. I'm like, that's not enough. 99 milligrams of potassium citrate. Now, we don't need the 4,700, but we need about 800 to 1,000 milligrams of potassium. So she's like, I can't do avocado because when I do avocado, I don't feel well. And I said, okay. And she's like, I'm taking potassium citrate. And I'm like, how much? She's like, 99. I'm like, no. That means she's doing salt and not enough potassium and now the potassium's dropping and she's holding on to salt, and now she's having a water issue. So we had estimated that most likely her electrolytes were out of whack, and that her sodium potassium balance or pump wasn't on cue to then develop chronic constipation, right? Because there's a couple reasons how you develop constipation, which is thyroid, which she didn't have. You could see that she didn't have it. There's a look to women who've got thyroid disease. She's not on any HRTs. Her electrolytes were off 1,000%. Wasn't taking enough magnesium. Was taking magnesium citrate every once in a while. I said she might have a stuck ileocecal valve, right? The valve, I believe it's near the top of your colon. And what happens is when that door gets stuck in a shut position or an open position, especially if it's stuck open, then food from poop stuff starts to go right back into your small intestine and get back up in there. Imagine the inflammatory response from that. And then also the muscle that pushes the poop out on this side ain't working. It ain't working. So you kind of have this paralysis of the colon, and then people take all kind of things, like they try to take psyllium husk, and they try to take, they try to take too much magnesium citrate. Even that stops working. So that's a whole nother live stream about poop and why people start to develop chronic constipation. But using a glucometer is really, really great to see where your blood sugar is at, to try to understand if your body's having a hypoglycemic attack, thyroid attack, adrenal insufficiencies, low testosterone, or just a sense of feeling terrible. And then eating 200 grams of fat, especially in the adaptation phase, is so important. You're not every day going to eat 200 grams of fat, but just most of the time. Now, I'm going to take some questions. And I hate when I hear these sounds that sound like gunshots around here. I'm like, all right, all you guys have to go in. Okay, Dr. Berg says 4,700 milligrams of potassium a day, every video. Yeah. So the reason why I poo-pooed that, now I want to get this straight. I like Dr. Berg. I really like his old material when he focused on the adrenal body. So to focus on the adrenal body, the estrogen dominant, thyroid, adrenal issues, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis issue, is a lot of that is hormonally based. So he was really good back in the day. Once he started getting into the fasting and the keto stuff, I was like, here we go again. But all the other stuff is really good. So his oldest material is, I think, the stuff you can get your best information from. But what he has consistently said is to eat 4,700 milligrams of potassium. And I'm like, he's having people eat 9 cups of vegetables. Are you out of your mind? You don't eat freaking 9 cups of vegetables with all the anti-nutrients in them, and the phytic acid, and the salicylates, and the oxalates, and the goitrogens, and the nightshades, and lectins, saponins, tannins, all kind of anti-nutrients, right? I was like, no, we're not doing that. So a lot of people started eating 9 cups of vegetables, and people started blocking iodine into the thyroid, because all these cruciferous vegetables can be very goitrogenic if you're eating buckets of it all the time. And then people are eating a lot of spinach because spinach has a lot of potassium, but then these gurus aren't telling you about the oxalate issue. And I don't know how many people start to develop problems with their kidneys, with their kidney function, with the crystals in their kidneys from spinach. I'm telling you guys. It's better to drink before or after water. Somebody asked if you can drink during a meal. You can. I mean, you're not going to die from it, but you're going to digest better, especially if you already have low stomach acid. Is it still hot in Texas? Am I wearing a jacket? I think today it's 71 today, but tomorrow it's going to be 85. So Yes, it's technically not as hot as it was. Like, I would never do a live stream in the middle of summer. Um, if we went back like a month, I just, you can't. You just can't. You're just so uncomfortably hot. I've been meaning to ask, how do you feel about seasoning your food? Somebody asked me about this before. You never talk about seasons, herbs and stuff, such as garlic, onion powder, and other seasonings. Okay. The reason why I don't talk about spices that much is because so many people have histamine issues that getting people to get enough salt on their food is it. I mean, salt is pretty much the only spice I use, and I just got used to it. It's from me doing carnivore. Um, yes, you can, but I think when I stopped seasoning my food so much, the actual like I cooked lamb the other day on my grill, and I was like, oh, quit! It was so good. Like just a little salt. I mean, the fat was just like butter. It was so good. I didn't, and I had an avocado with some salt, like um a lot of people react to herbs, they react to garlic, and they don't know that they're reacting. So the things that you want to look for is the bloat, right? You want to look for the bloat. You want to look for gas. You want to look for loose stool. You want to look for skin issues, broken blood vessels around the nose. You want to look for itchy skin, scalp, butt. Yes, histamine, candida, histamine together, combo, itchy bung. You want to look for heart palps, right? Tired, joint pain, like you're stiff in the morning. And if you're eating something and you're having those symptoms, then you might want to look at the spices, because people will go and do carnivore and then they'll put spice on it. And I'm like, did you check out what the spice is doing? You know, or people drink coffee and do carnivore. I'm like, okay, first of all, I don't believe in doing carnivore more than 3 months as a therapeutic way to, try to deal with like uroxalate dumping or whatever histamine reaction you're having to food. Luca. Oh, these guys are so happy, guys and girl. The donkey is a Jenny. She's a girl, but her name is Lulu. Get some water. Hit you guys' questions. How do I figure out if it's betaine, HCl, or bile salts that I need to add? I already take digestive enzymes, but I'm still very nauseous eating 110 grams of fat. Okay. It's not that you keep pouring on the betaine HCl. That's going to help you with your stomach acid levels. If you're still having issues with fat, you might want to consider glycine is another one, taurine, glycine, and change out your ox bile to tutka and do the bear bile. So, and maybe get some lipase, and that's lipase. And always, always with gallbladder issues, if you still have one, eat your fat with protein. That's a little hack. If you guys are a little like, or with fat. What do you think about infertility? Do you think women in their 40s can get pregnant? Of course they can. People in their 40s and maybe even in their early 50s, if they're extremely healthy, have enough eggs and have good quality of eggs. And the problem is with most women who've got enough eggs in their 50s, but the quality is low, is because of damage their entire life. And we are going off of egg quality based on the standard American diet. So we're going to have a worse off egg quality. But, I've been to Africa many times. And the more remote you go into villages, the more you're getting into what a real diet would be, sort of. Although I was in Sinza in Tanzania, in a small village, and they didn't eat well. They thought they were eating well. But they were eating chicken, boiled in vegetable oil. You can't make this stuff up. Yes. So, um, but if you take, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, where we didn't have pharmaceuticals, we didn't have antibiotics, anything that would destroy the gut flora, no amalgam fillings or birth control pills or any of these chemicals, plastics, fluoride, all this kind of stuff, then these women who lived a healthy life were able to have babies like they'd have many babies way until their older ages past 40. Not anymore though. Women are jacked. Liver with no seasoning is a gag recipe. No. I eat liver with salt. I love it. Liver's my favorite meat. It's how you cook it. Yes, my favorite is beef liver. Chicken liver, like when I'm not able to get a beef liver here, because I have to drive to a farm to get it, and I'm just going to the store to get chicken liver, I'm like, it's so boring. I love it. I really love the strong taste of beef liver. So I keep hearing people say, I could never eat it. Like one of the women in this group consultation I did, and all these women have health issues, right? 2 of them had no gallbladder. They're all over 30% body fat. I mean, how many of you guys watching right now who are women are over 30% body fat? And then they're not eating anything. And then when they eat, they overeat. Is it true our bodies can only process a certain amount of protein at every time? Yes. Yes, Emma. Our bodies can only, and it depends on the size of you. A man can process pretty well about 30 grams of protein per meal, have insulin, get that protein into the muscle cells so the body can repair itself and muscles can grow. But when people start doing more than that, like people are like, I have like some eggs, some bacon, like a little bit of beef, and I'm like, you already at 40 grams of protein, sorry. You're already at 40 grams of protein, your body's not going to use a lot of that. Really? Yes, I know you hungry. Stop going low on the fat and you won't have to go high in the protein. And a lot of people, if they actually do start testing their blood sugar and they're eating a bunch of protein and low fat, they're like, my blood sugar is high. So the woman today, she's like, my blood sugar is exactly where it should be. I'm like, what's that? She goes, 90s, 95 to 98. I'm like, that's too high. That's fat storage mode. That's insulin, like, oh, sugar in the blood. Let's start storing. Me, my body is jacked up, LOL. I've done so much damage. But even Our Truth is the name. You can fix a lot of that damage. Hi, Stephanie. How much protein would you suggest for a male, 5'5", 170? Thanks. Okay, so it sounds like you're a young person, 5'5" at 170, and that's your body fat's probably up a little bit. At 5'5" at 170, yeah. Do you have like a little bit of a tire? Are you a woman? Or you're a male? I'd say it depends on how active you are. If you're relatively active, I'd say about 75 to about 80 grams of protein a day, and then get the fat up real high. I mean, when you guys go out to restaurants, they only give you about 4 ounces of protein unless you're ordering like a 12 or 8 ounce or 6 to 12 ounce steak. But like the normal like meat that you order, because they're cheap on it, they give you about 4 ounces. So that's a normal serving size, and nobody's like, I'm gonna be starving, I only have 4 ounces of meat on my plate. I used to wait an hour to drink after my meal. You don't have to wait an hour, Talvish. You can wait 20 minutes. Water is digested pretty quickly out of the stomach. Keto with raw vegetables and meat with anti-parasitic herbs help. Okay, first of all, I suggest not to do raw vegetables because of the anti-nutrients in the vegetables. Just cook them. Oh, now we got chicken in the background. What's up? And a rooster. And we got thunder way back there. What do you think about... Okay, I said info, but do you think women over... Yes, and I answered yes. You can get pregnant in your 40s very easily. Don't let anybody intimidate you to think that you cannot. Okay. I've been meaning to ask, how do you feel about seasoning your food? Okay, I read that. If you have a histamine, I would not suggest those. But all herbs have their place, right? They have their place in our health. How do you figure out if it's BT and HCl or bile salts that I need to add? I would, if it's nausea, see if it's acid reflux, it's low stomach acid. BT and HCl would be definitely necessary, or apple cider vinegar, lemon water. But if it's nausea, it's the gallbladder for sure. Oh, thank you, Emma. Is it true that our body can only process a certain amount of? I already read that. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Think you need a whiteboard and a big list of affiliates. I know, right? Carnivore Lion. I just, I just, I just don't like to do that. I think that's the old school YouTube, right? Oh, I'm a doctor. I put MD next to my name, and then I got a lab coat on or a shirt, and then I got a whiteboard, and then I get millions of subscribers because they believe anybody with those visuals. See, is it better to drink during a meal or after? Okay, read that. Stephanie, you are always the best. Thank you for all the knowledge you give. People love you so much. And that was from Joanna. How much protein? I'm going back because I know I missed a few questions. Is it good to see your happy face now? You've been through a lot and having to move around. Yes, our truth. It's been awful. This has been the best place. And one of the best things that I like about this property is that there are trees everywhere. Bubba, Thunder. Thunder, come here, sweetheart. Look, this is the smartest horse, I swear. Come. I use my hands because they work better with hand movements than your voice. Hi. Can you have a kiss? Oh my goodness. Oh, you got flies all over you, boo-boo. I don't like that. This is why nothing is ever clean. Can I have that big head? Give me that big head. Can I have that big head? Come here. Let me move it over here. And the other ones get jealous, so they're coming. Hi. Boo-boo? What you looking at? I can't with this mouth, though. This mouth. Those lips. I can't. Kiss. It's so funny because this part, this lip, it's like a finger. That part right there. Hi, Lulu. Boop. Like, he's gonna get pissed. See the ears back? Ears back? Ears back means pissed. Ears forward, curious. Curious, pissed. Now, if you see his ears, he's like, go away. She's mine. Yes, boo-boo, you will always be my favorite. Oops. That mouth, though. I love that mouth. The shape of their horses' mouths are just a trip to me. And those nostrils, they look like ape nostrils. Okay, lucky horse. I'm lucky too, right, boo-boo? Hey, come here. Come here. Come here, big boy. All right, he's gonna go away. Let's see here. Yeah, but I'm the person that did the 3-month water fast. And now I'm 5'2" and almost 270 pounds with PCOS condition, and the stress has been hitting me really hard. Okay, our truth, yeah, that water fast. I mean, you watch people talk about fasting. Nobody actually talks. I should get the whiteboard and explain what exactly happens when you fast. Okay, so food is energy, and it's tools to fix the car. Like your electrolytes are in food, like potassium. Well, it's supposed to be magnesium as well, but calcium. The problem is also, and that food is also gives you energy. So people are like, oh, I'll just cut it out, and I'll just lose weight. And I'm like, not if your hormones are jacked. If you're not eating, the body's like, oh, I'm starving. Let's just slow down. Let's slow down the metabolism. And then people eat less and less and less. And then they start fasting because that's the new trend in 2021. Well, from 2017 until now, it's the trend. And then people get leaner, but they don't have the muscle, right? Because the body's eating up the muscle. And then if they continue to fast, especially with women, they start having thyroid issues, and they can eat 200 calories. Oh, here comes the tyrant, little miniature horse. And they stop eating, and their body, their metabolism, and then the thyroid begins affect. No, you don't. Go on. Little sucker tried to bite my leg. Yes, people, ponies, until they learn, are tyrants. No, you don't. I'm being a bad pony right now. They are so cute and they are so tyrannical. Thunder. But Thunder is he's so majestic. He's so calm. Look at him. He's sleeping now. They sleep standing up because they're heavy. That's why horses sleep up. They're heavy, right? They're heavy. Come here. Come on. Come here. Boo-boo. They're heavy, so when they're lying down, the organs get smashed, so they sleep standing up and they can lock on the joints, so they are ready to run at any time. Little horse knowledge there. Like hair and nails and bones. Let's see. A few famous gurus say, let's see what they say, that all the protein is not just used in the muscle, that whatever doesn't get used makes muscle is getting repaired. What? Huh? A few gurus say that all that protein is not just used for muscles, that whatever doesn't get used to make muscle is going to repair. Yes, okay, so protein is also used for cells, right? Because we're made up of a lot of protein. The problem is this. It's not, and I'm not just talking about muscles to grow. Whatever is left over that your body is not using because you can only chew, swallow, and with your low stomach acid, which most of you guys have, digest enough protein to use. And I've always said for structure, gets converted back into glucose. And what's converted back into glucose, if you test your blood sugar and a lot of protein, you'll see that your blood sugar is real high. And then you start storing. And you're breaking down amino acids of your own body to feed your brain, essentially. Let me see. How is the pony? Did his eye get fixed? So yes, I went to the vet. I finally got Luca to a vet, and he said this poor thing was neglected. The guy was like, I don't know if somebody poked him in the eye, but that's an eye poke. His eye is still in there. That pink is his third eyelid covering the eye, and he goes, if it starts to irritate him and fold and go in weird places, he said, then they'll surgically remove the eye and then sew it shut. Right? So he'll be like that. But because he's not, it's a procedure, you know, and they're like, since he doesn't seem to be bothered and it doesn't hurt him, where is he? There he goes. Since it doesn't hurt him to have no eye there and it still blinks and all that, just leave it. So we left it, and he goes, his feet, I showed him the images because I had a farrier. They fixed the hoofs. The guy was so good because Luca was starting to almost develop laminitis, inflammation of the bone, and also navicular, and his bones, everything was shifting like this, and he was standing like, Luca used to stand like this, and he'd walk like this, and the guy who did his feet clipped it in a way where he's learning how to correct and stand better. And now already because he's so young, he's still a baby, his legs are already starting to reposition. And the vet was like, they all said if I didn't rescue that pony, he'd be dead, because he would develop bone disease, and if they can't stand, they don't live. Do you recommend eating until satisfied? I'm doing keto and eating every 3 hours. Yes. Now somebody said also, this is another video, oh, should I eat every 3 hours? It's recommended for those trying to adapt, especially in the beginning. A lot of you guys have stress, you don't sleep well, you have hypoglycemia, you have thyroid issues, you can't balance your electrolytes, and so eating every 3 hours something small really does help balance your blood sugar a lot. What do you do if you don't digest food well? Well, you could use digestive support, and it depends on what kind of food. Do you mean histamine? Do you have low stomach acid? Like, do you know what's wrong with you? Or are you just saying, I don't digest well? And if you don't digest well and you don't know what it is, figure out what the problem is, find the remedies to encourage digestion, and then after a while, you can get off those supplements. Or a short time, actually. Okay, hi, Stephanie, could you talk about stress fibroids? Uh, if you know any, thank you. Okay, I know about fibroids in general. I know about fibroids because I've had fibroids. I still have them. They've just shrunken. Yes, fibroids. Fibroids, right? They make you look, your uterus is down here, right there. So they can grow outside of the uterus like a stalk, like grapevine stalk, or they can grow within the uterine wall. But I don't know more about your fibroids. You might want to tell me more about them. I know that they're tumors, essentially. So glucose feeds those tumors. Other things could feed those tumors, like cortisol, like stress, like an electrolyte imbalance can help feed those tumors to grow, those benign tumors in your uterus. So a lot of people can shrink them once they just change their diet. That's just to start with. Or to balance that, the hormones, your estrogen. A lot of people are estrogen dominant, and getting your progesterone off the floor and getting it balanced is a way to deal with shrinking those fibroids, as well as getting your liver to get out the estrogen, and pooping helps shrink the fibroids. Yeah, I have some serious melasma on my forehead, and I have tried 3 chemical peels and numerous facials while also using sunblock. How did you get rid of yours? So I didn't get rid of it. It's still there a little bit. You can see it a little. To be honest, I've tried everything too. And the thing that really, somebody suggested this to me who also has melasma. The best way for me to manage my melasma was making sure my electrolytes were on point, make sure that my progesterone wasn't on the floor, because they have the same thing to do with the estrogen dominance, a good liver. But the last thing that's the most important key to manage your melasma is retinol. And then you got to find the right kind. I forget the name of mine. I got to go do a video on it. It's retinol. I have 5%, and I put it on my face. And as long as your skin is not peeling, which is, is adjutant to the skin, if it's not peeling on retinol 5%, that totally gets rid of the melasma. In my case, it did, because I had 2 chocolate drops on my cheeks. You guys have a lot of questions today. That's awesome. Okay, people lose weight and are so flabby with loose skin. So how can I overcome this, and what causes this much loose skin on weight loss? Okay, that is a great question. Let me get some water here, and then I should probably go soon, because that was an hour stream. Dang. This is my mucky water bottle cover, so I'm around horses and dirt, so don't mind how gross it looks. Okay. A lot of people lose the dexterity of their skin from fasting. What fasting does is it starts to, your body goes into gluconeogenesis, and you start to it starts to go for the amino acids in your collagen. And people lose the dexterity of their skin trying to lose weight by fasting. And nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about the whole gluconeogenesis, not being in ketosis while fasting, and starting to eat up amino acids, because if you aren't eating, the body needs to get energy from somewhere. So guess where it goes? You eat yourself. That damages your skin. It damages the dexterity of your skin. Then there is the nutrients in foods. Most people aren't getting vitamin D from the sun, right? I'm getting vitamin D right now, although it was overcast this morning. Yes, you hear ducks. You see chickens, horses, donkeys. Yeah. goodness. We got ducks here. Um, so the gluconeogenesis is really the problem, and then not getting out, and then having leaky gut. So a lot of you guys, your small intestinal wall, so your small intestine is like this, zigzag. Then around that is your large intestine, then you poop out things right here. When that snaky thing in the middle, when the walls of it get open, when they become open, they should be tight like that. And they open up and they're really super hardcore permeable. Then now you guys, instead of absorbing your nutrients, you start losing them. Like anything, amino acids, minerals, vitamins, your fat soluble vitamins, you're just not absorbing them. And your body cannot repair. And so again, the body loves to eat itself when it can't get what it needs from your food. And that's from fasting or having leaky gut or having poor quality food, and you're not absorbing. Oh, I saw that happening. I saw that about to fall. Had to fix my tripod, guys. It just about to fall. Sorry. Fell. Can I speak English? Kan jag prata engelska? Jag försöker prata. Okay. There we go. So that's a big part of the reason why people's skin laxity. Now, people lose a lot of weight quickly, and at the same time, they're not nourishing their body with the right nutrients. Like, people are like, I don't want to eat organ meats. And I'm like, okay, have crepey skin. You know what I mean? If you're trying to lose weight, a large amount of weight, I really highly suggest organ meats, because you're going to get all those friggin' zinc and chromium, and you're going to get manganese, and you're going to get selenium and copper and zinc and iodine, and you're going to get your fat soluble vitamins from the organ meats. And these are the things that you really, and the vitamin C's, the spleen, the liver, you're going to get that so the body can repair. Your body repairs at night, and if you don't eat the food that it needs to repair, and you have leaky gut and low stomach acid, no wonder so many people have severely crepey skin. You ever see some women who get pregnant, their skin is like really loose afterwards, and some women's skin goes like this, boom. Well, not all of them. A lot of these women are healthy before, right? They're healthy before. They're not entering the gestational diabetes. They're not in this stress life and poor sleep and constantly, tearing down the amino acids of their body. They're getting the right nutrition in, because when you get pregnant, your body, the resources are just being consumed to grow this baby. And then you try to have a baby. And then when you have a baby, your skin's just like, I'm not getting enough of the right food. Women are eating all this junk during their pregnancy. So it's stuff to think about. Du älskar att prata svenska mer än engelska, haha. Okej, du älskar att prata svenska mer än engelska. Someone says du, which means you. Älska means love. Att means to. Prata means to talk, Swedish. Svenska. Mer means more. En means then. Engelska, which means English. Ja, definitivt. Jag gillar att prata svenska för att jag har ingen att prata svenska med. Så ibland jag pratar svenska när jag går live. För att, det är roligt för mig. Men min svenska behöver lite hjälp för att jag har ingen att prata svenska med. Tyvärr. Men jag försöker i alla fall. Nu har du någon att prata svenska med. Thank you, Lulu. She's the person said, now you have somebody to speak to in Swedish. I was saying I don't have anybody to speak to. Vi kan alltid prata svenska. Kommer skriva till på det Instagram då. Okay. We can always speak Swedish. Kommer skriva when you write to me on Instagram. Tack. Gör det. Hälsa mig på the messenger. My Instagram, by the way, you guys, is Stephanie Ketogenic. Varsågod, vår Så gott finner du? Nej, inte alls. Men tack så mycket. Tusen tack. Okay, first time catching you live. Love what you do and your authentic. See, I can't. Now I'm speaking Swedish. Authentic. I cannot stand when I get tongue-tied. Authenticity. It's because I was speaking Swedish. What potassium foods are keto, histamine intolerant? That's a tough one. Unfortunately, most of the foods that have a lot of potassium are very high histamine foods, like broth, like, well, you could do cruciferous vegetables, oyster extract, super high histamine, has a lot of potassium. Meats have potassium in them. No, je ne parle français. Je parle français. Je ne parle français. Unfortunately, I only know a little bit of French. I wish I knew French, but I knew that in French, right? The basics are, when it comes to language, you guys, if you really pay attention, if it's a language, if it's not like Arabic or Chinese or anything, when they're still using Latin letters, it's really easy to figure it out if you actually just look at the wording of it. You can pluck out words. This is what I did to learn Swedish. People would say blah, 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 spiegel, and that's mirror, right? And that's mirror also in German. Or they'd say huset, and that's the house, or hus, or bus, which is bus. So you start to go, they're like talking, people are like blah, 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 bus, and you're like, oh, they're talking about buses. And then they're pointing, and then you start to figure out the verbs and the pronouns and everything and the nouns. You love it when I speak Swedish. I try. I was saying to the person who was speaking to me in Swedish, yes, I like talking Swedish in the streams because I don't ever have anybody to talk to. Now that I've moved to Texas, I really, like in LA, I would run into people on the street. Not anymore. And since I'm not going to jump on an airplane and get stuck because I'm never going to get a freaking sword in my arm. Never. Ingen mer svenska för mig tyvärr. Jag gråter. I don't speak a word of Swedish, but I recognize it pretty well. Especially when I speak Swedish, because there's a tinge of an American accent there. So you can start to understand. Kommer alltid prata svenska med dig. Jag ska prata svenska med dig. Alltid. Men ibland jag glömmer många år. So just be patient. Best tip to avoid kidney stones are beans, eggs. No, kidney stones are really going to come from oxalates. Some people have too much. They have a high calcium score. Here's another problem. A lot of you guys have problems with too much calcium in the body. And then sometimes that calcium can, that's why I always try to get people to get a CAC score, a calcium score, to make sure that they don't have enough free floating calcium in the blood that will block their arteries or get into their kidneys. But the main reason why people get kidney stones is because they don't drink enough water, because the liver's not functioning well, and these spurs, I swear these things are evil. Let me show you. You see that? I hate this about Texas, okay? I hate these things. These things are like, they stick into your skin like needles. When I move out of here, I will not miss those things. This woman got so mad because I was complaining about Texas. But I'm living here. I'm not living in Cali where I'm from. And I could complain. I have complained about California too. Y'all hear what you want to hear. Okay, let's see. I should be done soon. Okay, you sound very much like a native speaker that I know. No, I mean, sometimes I get lazy. You have to like remember. Like they like to bounce it a little bit, like the Swedish chef. Like, tjena! Hur är läget? You do prata svenska. I mean, I don't speak like that, right? I don't feel like it. It's too much too much work. So I'd soften it up again. Like an American would say, Jag heter Stephanie, jag kommer från USA. And he, nope, go away, my phone was ringing. Jag heter Stephanie. Jag försöker prata svenska. So I don't sing as much as a typical Swedish person would, but I don't sound like a typical American. Steph, I'm running on no sleep. It's been going on. It's been going on a while, chronic insomnia, even though I take 100 milligrams of magnesium help. It could be because of, I need some more information, okay? You guys, by the way, I do consultations. My calendar is wide open. It should be wide open. People don't sleep because typically their blood sugar is unstable. I don't know what your diet's like. So when people have chronic hypoglycemia or drink coffee, they can't regulate their blood sugar, cortisol latent, they skip meals, they don't deal with stress, they don't do any diaphragmatic breathing, they can't get any stress, they don't balance their central nervous system. It's really hard without knowing more details. But for people, I'd say, hur mycket är konsultationen? Det är 175. Hey Stephanie, could you tell me, men det är absolut fantastisk. Och jag vet att jag hjälper alla som bokar med mig. Kronor eller dollar? 175. And det är billigt om du jämför mig med andra keto gurus. Somebody's asking how much my consultations cost, and I'm like, they're really expensive. Nej, det är inte. Nej. Nej, absolut inte. För att det finns andra människor som säger att man måste betala $800 eller $1,000 eller 200-400. Så när du har en bara vara krona för mig, eftersom jag bor i Sverige och jag pratar svenska med dig. Well, that's going to eat up a long time if we do that only in a consultation. Let me see. Could you tell me what foods to avoid when you have tumor fibroids? Okay. Carbs, wheat, sugar. Yeah. Processed food. Anything that's a xenoestrogen, like plastic bottles, soy, anything that has an estrogenic effect on your body. Nej, 175 kronor is like, what is that? $18 for a consultation? Nej, faktiskt inte. Det är för, nej. Do you agree? Wait, let me see. Förresten, jag har sådan stark Sibo att du äter upp med lavendel varje dag. Okay, well, I can help you with that. Do you agree with eating copious amounts of fatty meats like steak? No. Please don't listen to people tell you eating copious amounts, Corpus Christi, copious amounts of fatty meats like steak, butter, girl. Why is this girl getting so much traction? Please, she's sweet, but she needs to learn a lot more, okay? And a lot of gurus aren't telling you the truth. They're like, oh, I'm this thin and I eat copious amounts of fat and meat. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Don't listen to it. And I mean, this isn't to go against her, but she doesn't know what she's talking about. And if we did a debate, there would be none. Sorry. And I think she's a sweetheart. It's nothing personal against her. Nice girl, but she needs to learn. Yeah, and a lot of people know that. She needs to learn more. You know what I mean? It's like when you become internet famous, people get addicted. And if you keep telling people that it's difficult or you have to work hard, then people don't follow you and the clicks and the numbers don't go. She just quit eating beef. I don't follow her. I don't follow anybody anymore. I get a headache when I watch. Yep, she even added weight on her carnivore. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is I watched her a little bit and I was like, I gotta peace out. I can't watch, you know, because I get like, I've been around a long time, guys. You know, besides Jimmy Moore and Maria Emmerich, I think I've been around longer than most. Best diet for Sibo. You know, Sibo has a lot to do with people having a stuck ileocecal valve they're not aware of when things get backed up. Plus their diet and lifestyle. The best diet, I think, is a keto omnivore, but very low in plant matter to try to get the organ meats in to get your diamine oxidase in, and also the production of diamine oxidase by not going full carnivore, because people go for full carnivore for some reason start to lower, well, not for some reason at first, well, we haven't pinned it down, but I think it's because of the lack of fiber for some reason. People's diamine oxidase starts to go down. Stephanie, please do some follow along resistance band workouts. And okay, I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that next video. I do that. I have a course group, guys, and I do Monday exercises every week in the gym, with bands, with weights, with everything. I definitely think you should go to my course. It's only $15 a month. I do say the price of that online because it doesn't cost much. You sign up through the website. Varför har man Sibo? The person asks, why do people have Sibo? Or how do they get it? People develop Sibo because they'll like not be breastfed, or they're C-section babies and they don't get the first dose of bacteria that helps balance the gut, and then they get swords in their arm as kids, and then they get they also are, you know, given antibiotics every time they get, you know, don't feel well. I gotta watch the words I say. And that, and also birth control pills, amalgam fillings, the mercury fillings in your mouth, any HRT, progesterone, estrogen, men who do testosterone, the fluoride in the water, all of this stuff, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, they down regulate your good bacteria. And then we eat standard American diet with pesticides and glyphosate and all this stuff that destroys the gut wall. And now we have this opportunistic parasites and yeast, fungus, mutant fungus that begins to overgrow. And it overgrows so much, people start to develop like mast cell activation. Their body starts having a histamine reaction to try to heal. And they're assaulted. They just can't stop, mast cells can't stop producing histamine. And not that histamine is bad, because we use that to fix our bodies, but when you have an overload of histamine that your body can't clear out because you don't have the enzymes to break it down and get rid of it, that's why people develop it. So people, everyone I'm around, they still have to have, like this woman, I said, well, you got to cut out the bacon. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because it's a processed meat and you're having a histamine reaction to it, cut it out. You might have to cut out the butter. Not everybody, but she might have to. She's like, what am I going to eat? And so people's inability to stay on the wagon and stay very, very consistent and very, very disciplined. Det är därför människor, I forget the word developed in Swedish. I know the word, I can't remember. Develop, Sibo. Thanks, new subscriber, first live, a great life, thanks. Oh, awesome, thank you, Ed. I'm trying, I'm on my farm. Well, not mine. My farm is coming soon. I'm with the fur babies. They're somewhere. Oh, they're gone now. They're like, you're not feeding us? We're out. I started the stream with my horses. Jag fattade ingenting. Ta det på svenska. Nej, det är både du som pratar svenska här. Måste bli lite... What is it? Försiktigt. Jag måste ta det lugnt for the other people watching. This person wants me to speak only. I like, nah, I gotta speak English because I can't just speak Swedish just for the one person. Hey Sherry, she's in Norway. She's a Canadian in Norway. Hey girl, finally caught alive, but I have to watch you later. Gotta go. All right, she says good night. Okay Sherry, good night. Sov gott. Och vi ska prata igen. Och vi ska snacka igen på the course page. Men förklara på svenska varför man får Sibo och hur man blir av med den. I did explain. Människor har Sibo för att de äter dåliga mat. Right? Hela livet. Och sen de börjar att äta och tar till exempel what is it? Menspiller som är dåligt. It's too hard to explain in Swedish. I can't do it now. I don't speak Swedish enough to be able to explain all that. How people develop Sibo in Swedish. What meat has the most fat? I don't know which one has the most fat. Depends on the cut. So you've got beef, which is pretty fatty. Ground beef is actually pretty fatty. Pork belly, pork jowl. You've got the ribeye has a lot of fat on it. The ribs. Can you talk about your private group? I would like to join. Okay, tack ändå. Ja, det är så jävla svårt när någon aldrig pratar svenska eller bara på livestream och sen du vill att jag ska förklara på svenska hur människor develop, can't remember that word, Sibo. Det är omöjligt, jag kan inte komma ihåg och det finns andra människor som väntar för mig att förklara på engelska. Okay, what natural foods contain decent amounts of diamine oxidase? Yes, you ready? Thymus, kidney, and intestine. Get on it. That's the best, especially thymus. It's really good for allergies. Kidney, thymus, and intestine. Oh yeah, the private group. So the private group, so I'll break it down. Monday, I do exercises. Lately, I've been doing exercise bands. When I first got here, I was doing a lot of weights, gym exercises, and then I started taking it here and started to address things with bands and dumbbells on the farm. So that's Monday. Tuesday is consultation follow-ups. Oh, that's middle finger. It's consultation follow-ups and also ask Steph and the mods if you guys have pressing questions. Wednesday I do the strict course lesson. So last week I did it on iodine and where you get iodine, what foods, how much, why, this, that, iodine. So I do like a hardcore written lesson that takes me hours to put together. Thursday we do it's recipes. It's also if you need help with your macros, and people share meal prep ideas and share recipes and macro help. Fridays I take a break. Saturdays I go live. I do live Q&As. Sometimes I do live mini consultations. Sundays a break, and then Monday it repeats. That's the course. And all of the information is all archived in files for those who want to see all the workouts and all the recipes and all the course lessons. And sometimes I run challenges on it. So we did exercise challenges, we did how to make your own calcium challenge, a bunch of stuff. Is it good to do a colon cleanse? Yes. Not very often, but yes, it is good. It's more of a liver cleanse, right? Clean the liver, you're gonna clean the kidney, the pancreas, the gallbladder, and the pooper shooter. Natural fruits contain decent amounts of diamine oxidase like kidney, thymus, etc. Yes. All right, you guys, looks like it's time to go. Thank you so much for joining today's chat. I would do a handstand, push up, but there's too many fire ants below. And I don't want to get freaking stung. So hard to get extra potassium without prescription in Australia. Ooh, child. I hope you don't live in that area where people are, they're going crazy there, honey. The Sydney, Brisbane, and Melbourne. Where potassium? Avocados. I know they're expensive, and you can get it from meat broth and meats, and you can get it from seafood. Please, would love to see a recent what I eat in a day video. I will. I'm going to do all those lifestyle vlog stuff. I just haven't had, first of all, I didn't have any internet before last week. I didn't have any time, but now you'll start to see a whole day in a life of stuff, including the horseback riding, training of the little brat, who's so cute. He's so cute, Luca. Trying to get a feral donkey used to humans, and how I work out, how I do my life, my videos, how I learn, how I coach, how I escape the crazy world that we're living in today. Yes, fire ants are like, ow, mother sucker. And they leave big welts and they leave big scars after. So I gotta watch where I'm standing. All right, guys, thank you so much for today's live. Have a wonderful Sunday. Are you supposed to eat the highest fat earlier in the day? Or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Only if you've got gallbladder issues will it matter. If you got gallbladder issues, eating a lot at night and then trying to go to bed, and the freaking gallbladder's trying to release bile, and sometimes it's waking people up in the middle of the night because the bile is so sludgy. So thank you, guys. Thank you for people who donate to the super chat. I'm gonna take my little black ass and go ride thunder right now. Yeah, I would do a live stream of me riding thunder, but I think that everybody would leave the stream. My ketones are 2.9 at night and 1 in the morning. Yeah, they are. You're not sleeping very well if your ketones drop in the morning. You never count the ketones at night. You always count them in the morning fasted. That's a true indication if you're making, because you make ketones at night, right? That's when your body makes the ketones. So you better work on that sleep because your ketones are dropping. Sleep and diet. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, everyone. Because I got some energy. And I used to be a cheerleader, right? I just remember doing this all the time. I used to be a cheerleader for so many years. It's crazy. Cowboy, pro skater to... No. Cheerleader to pro skater to cowboy girl. No. Cheerleader to crazy sport girl. Pro skater to keto guru to cowgirl. To redoing DIY of my RV and buying a house and training these little guys. All right, guys. Because it doesn't matter what age you guys are at. You do not have to let anything go. I keep hearing, because I'm 54 going on, well, on my way to 55. People are like, oh, now that you're old, now that I'm older, I'm like, I'm never going to talk like you. I got aches and pains too, but I had aches and pains at 20 being a pro skater. Just eat right, get some sleep, deal with some stress, get your electrolytes on point, drink enough water so your body can repair itself without going into gluconeogenesis and being toxic. All right, guys, I got some energy. You can find me on Instagram, Stephanie Ketogenic, my Facebook, which is Stephanie the Business, as in the body business person, and you can also book a consultation on my website. I will get the information in the show notes below. Tell me what you guys want me to talk about, and lifestyle vlogs where I'll edit, have some cute music going on. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. These freaking hens are fighting each other like, that's scary. scared the crap. All right, guys. Peace out. Time to go get my boy. If you go to my Instagram right now, Stephanie Ketogenic, you're going to go see me ride thunder right now. I know. All right, guys. Bye. And I'm out. Peace.